All right. Good morning, traders. It is 8 o'clock sharp here on the West Coast. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast of the United States. So let's go ahead and get this thing started on time. And welcome. And I'll turn my camera on for a moment just so I can say hello to you. All right. Hello. Good morning. I'm Dean Jenkins, founder of followmetrades.com. And this session is an information session. So presumably, if you're here, you have some interest in our Master Trader Small Group program that's kicking off next week. And so this session really is intended to provide some information about that. It's a chance to ask any questions. And as a special bonus, I've invited some alumni who've been through the course, both the most recent session and then some from previous sessions last year and even before that, to come in and offer their feedback on the course. You can hear from actual students who have taken the course in their words. And I think that's more powerful probably than anything I can say. So I'm going to do a brief introduction just to outline about what we're trying to do in the course, what it's about. And then I'm going to open it up and have some of the alumni from the course offer their comments and feedback. And then there will be a Q&A time where you can ask questions. If you're a prospective student interested in it, you can ask me or you can ask the other students. So let me turn the camera off so that's not a distraction. And then, but I did just want to say hello. Okay, so again, this is an information session for the Master Trader Small Group Training Program. It's a 6-week program. It features course content, study guides, videos that you can download and study on your own, and then weeks of live training sessions where I go through, explain the material, demonstrate it on current markets, answer questions. And so that's once a week for an hour. It's offered at 2 times each day. We do it on Thursdays. It's offered in the morning and the evening to accommodate different schedules. So let's just start off here. Why are you here, right? You're probably here because you're interested in improving your trading skills. But the real underlying reason is just profits, right? The reason we trade is to make profits, to make money in the financial markets. And, I've been a trader for over 25 years. I've spent, years working on my trading method. Over the last several years, I've honed it down to a very specific trading methodology that I'm using with really good success. And I'll show my website and the results here in a little bit. But, what it's done for me is allowed me just freedom. I'm able to run this business and I just really enjoy this. I enjoy interacting with traders. I enjoy trading the markets and teaching and sharing what I'm doing with other folks. I'm able to make a living with my trading business, and I'm able to grow my account for retirement. And it allows me to serve and to donate in areas that I'm very, very passionate about. And for me, that's ministry. So I'm able to go serve in ministry without taking a salary and be generous in other areas. So it's just I'm kind of living the dream here. It's awesome, and I really hope that for you too. So here's a couple questions I'd like to just start with, and that is, have you ever taken a trade but you really couldn't explain why? I think your mic's on there, Eva. So go ahead and mute you till it's time. So have you ever taken a trade? You just couldn't explain why once you're in it. You go, why did I do that? Have you ever thought a trade looked really good, but then you were afraid to get in it? You ever been in a trade and then been paralyzed, not knowing what to do? And that can happen if you're losing money or even if you're in a lot of profit and you kind of get paralyzed and like, should I close it? Or am I going to give the profit away? Or am I going to miss out on future profits? So just been kind of paralyzed because you didn't know what to do. Have you ever gotten out of a trade early only to have it take off in the direction you thought it would go? That's so frustrating. And have you ever stayed in a trade too long and then taken a big loss on it? If you answer yes to any or all of these questions, and I can answer yes to all of these at different points in my trading career, having gone through that, but you're not alone. Many traders find themselves in a situation, make these kind of mistakes. And so what my training covers is, the method I've used and discovered and refined over the years is how to resolve these things. And so how would you like to be able to look at a chart and know in a few seconds if there's a good setup? How would you like to have complete confidence in every trade you take, to know exactly how to manage the trade once you're in it, to know when to stay in a trade and when to get out, when to hold them, when to fold them, right? And would you like to know how to keep your losing trades very small? Because some trades are going to lose, right? That's just a reality of trading. But how would you like to know how to keep the losing trades very small and the winners big? And to not care if one of your trades fails, because one of the things that I teach is to view your trading as a system. We know some trades are going to fail. We keep the losers small. And so ultimately, as a master trader, we don't really care if one of the trades fails, because we just know that's part of the system and that it's going to yield results, better results. You're going to know that you're going to generate profits over time, so you're not upset about one trade that fails. So this is really what I cover in the Master Traders course. We'll get into the detailed content to get these kind of results, but this is it. This is what I'm trying to get students to walk away with, is the ability to look at charts, to have confidence, to use a trading system and be consistent and ultimately profitable in their trading. These are the characteristics of master traders, and this is what we're teaching in the Master Trader Small Group Training Program. So I said I've got a handful of alumni from the course online who are willing to offer, just their own words, their experience with the course. And I am so honored that you guys were willing to take the time and come here and offer these comments. On a Saturday. Saturday's a pretty valuable day for most people. For most people, it's a weekend, it's a day off, and you're here willing to spend your time. And I'm just so thankful, so honored by that. I really appreciate it. But let me start with Eva. And Eva's got an interesting story. She was a student, first a customer. She subscribed to the stock picks, and she took the training. And then I had reached out to my customer base. I said, hey, I'm looking for someone to join the team and help. And she stuck her hand up. We talked, and she ultimately joined the team here at Follow Me Trades, and she's doing a phenomenal job. But she started as a customer and as a student, and I thought it'd be good to start with her, just perspective on the training. And so I've got your mic open. You there, Eva?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Sounds great. So I'm just going to do a quick, kind of interview with you, and then that'll give the other folks, a sense of how that's going to go. So Eva, before you started with followmetrades.com as a customer, what was your trading experience? What were the results you were getting?
My results were very inconsistent. I really focused on one stock. I wasn't diversified. I only dealt with stocks. I didn't even know how to trade options.
Okay. What ultimately made you decide to take the training with Follow Me Trades?
Well, I was in the trading room and I was listening to you, watching your trade setups, and I really liked what I saw and heard. So I wanted to learn how to do it on my own. And by taking the course, I did learn how to do it.
Okay. And now what was your experience in the course? How, was it, just explain the experience you had in the course, whether, was it easy, hard? What was your experience?
Oh, the course was great. It was weekly. It was material that you could study. You would get on, you would learn weekly, be able to ask questions. It was great, because anything I didn't fully understand, there was more than enough time to ask questions and have it explained. And the end result is now I have diversified trading. I always look at the risk to rewards before I take a trade, and I have a trading plan. So instead of just, oh, I like that stock, I think I'll buy it, I have a reason. I know what direction I think it's going to go. I have a plan. I have the entry point. I have the stop. I have the target. So it's very well planned. Plus, the other great thing with the class is I learned how to trade options and the benefits to trading options. And, it used to be something that was very intimidating to me, but it's just simple. You trade options just like you trade stocks, and it becomes just second nature to be able to do it.
Great. And options are awesome. And so I guess the ultimate question is, are you profitable as a trader?
Yes. My profit, you're still going to have stocks that you or options that you go into the trade and they're not going to win. You know, you're never going to win 100% of the time. But by putting the risk to reward, the stops, you know, have a game plan going into it, you limit your losses. So, like Dean says, keep your winners big and your losers small. That's what I've been doing. And in the end, I'm more profitable.
That's excellent. Thank you so much, Eva. It's been so much fun working with you and just watching your journey.
Well, thank you. You've taught me so much and I've really gained a lot from it. So I really appreciate everything you've done for me, Dean.
Mutual. And you're up at your son's ski thing, right? You're up at a ski resort, so you probably want to get back to that.
Yeah. So everyone have a great Saturday, but I can't say enough for Dean's masterclass. It really lays a great foundation for trading.
All right. Thank you, Eva. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, let me go ahead and switch to the next student. And for those just joining, I did a quick outline about the course, but really the most important thing that we're doing here is previous students, we're just allowing them to offer their feedback on the course. And so we just heard from Eva, and now Ilya, I'm going to go ahead and open your microphone up and see if this works. And
Hey, Dean, can you hear me?
Hey, there it is. Sounds great, man.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for taking time on a Saturday to come and offer your feedback. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you kind of heard the questions, but I'll go through them with you. So what was going on with your trading before you took the course, Ilya?
So most of my trading was either paper money and very random and erratic. Luckily, not with my real cash. And I also did some moving around of the IRAs and 401ks through my my day job. So very, very limited experience and definitely not enough real knowledge.
All right. So what made you decide to take the course?
So I think I joined a couple of your morning sessions before taking the course. And to be honest, like your interaction with everybody you work with is what really pushed me over the edge. Like you look at, all the suggestions, you answer all the questions, essentially like very easy to reach. So I figured, hey, what's the worst that can happen? Like if anything, I can just, hop on the phone, schedule an appointment with you, and you'll explain it to me if I don't understand it.
Yeah, that's true. I do offer that. So what was your experience in the training program?
So the Master Trader course is definitely what kind of got me really trading with real money. And as long as I was following all your instructions, I was doing good. But then I think because you make it, sound so easy and presented very, in very easy to understand terms, I started playing with my own things, which are not as good or as profitable. But anything that you show and teach, I've been doing really good.
Okay. And, on our journey as traders, sometimes we have to go try things and, maybe see if that burner really is hot, right? And sometimes it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I like you said, as long as I'm following your rules, we're doing pretty good. And,
oh, absolutely.
And hopefully, you kind of stay in that lane more and build confidence in that.
Yep, I'm definitely learning from it. And like a Clovis or a Square, one of the things I learned from you is to take emotions out, stick to your plan, and eventually things work out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and risk management is something I teach, and it's just so important, so critical. Keeping
very much so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, thanks again for taking the time to come and offer, your feedback here. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Dean.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and mute you, and then we'll move on to the next one. And let's see, Key. I'm just going in alphabetical order here in the attendee list. So Key, I'm teeing up your microphone here. Then we'll see if it works. Won't be surprising if we have a few little technical glitches as we try to make this go. There you are.
Did that do it?
That's it.
Excellent. Well,
All right.
happy to help out and participate any way I can, Dean.
Thank you. I'm just honored that you would come here and spend time on your weekend and offer your feedback. All right. So Key, you just took the last round of the course, right? The one we started in January, we just wrapped up.
We just finished. Yes, exactly.
All right. So you've kind of heard the questions. What was going on with your trading before you took the course?
Well, back in the .com days, I'm actually a retired physician, so I was trying to see what I could do as a master day trader, and I literally had my lunch handed to me. So then I decided that the stock market's rigged. I'm going to get out, and I'll never do it again. Well, I always regretted that. So I looked around at different systems, et cetera. And the main thing that I wanted to say to amplify on what Eva and Ilya have said is your integrity. And I'm not getting paid to say this, but about several months ago, I signed up for a month's trial, and that was a significant amount of money. And I kind of got wet feet at the end, and I dropped out. Every cent, without question, was returned to me. And you know what? That said an awful lot to me. You are a stand-up guy, very honest, and I thought about it, and I came back and I said, I really want to learn how to do this Dean's way, and that's why I signed up for the Master Trader course. Now, the other thing that I think is important to say, I didn't come out of this as a, quote, master trader, but what I came out of it with is an understanding that this is a full-time commitment. You have to really, this planted the seeds for me to learn. And before the class, I had heard of Fibonacci's, but I had no clue how to do a retracement or an extension. I'd never heard of the Ichimoku cloud. And I didn't really know anything about a trading plan, least of all, much risk management. So what I came out of the course with was the burning desire to learn more. And like Ilya said, I'm still kind of using the Dean Jenkins and Eva training wheels in the trading room, but I am getting more confidence that I actually do have some real money now in the market. We haven't done real well the last couple of weeks because the market's been going sideways, but I'm very, very getting much more confident. And lastly, I would just say that you're so accessible, and I've never had a question unanswered. So, I mean, I thank you, and I think this is a great value. But don't look at it as you're going to come out as Bernard Baruch. Look at it as you're going to come out knowing something and having the tools to really, really perfect them. And that's thanks to your teaching.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's a good point. I provide the tools, we teach them, we build a really good foundation, I think. But trading's hard, and being successful at it, it takes work. But and you said a full-time, you don't have to put in 8 hours a day. It's really how much time you want to put into it. But the course does build a really strong foundation, and you can be trading when you get out of the course. And, you can continue to follow along with me. I help out, as you and Eva talked about, right? But, it's a lifelong learning endeavor, right? It's not over in 6 weeks.
Absolutely.
And that's, one of the things I like to teach in the course. You got to be realistic about trading, right? And there's so many ads, hey, come do our thing, and you're going to be, we're going to put an ATM in your house, and you're just going to print cash all you want. That's not true, right? But you can make good profit. All right. Well, thank you again so much, Key. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one here.
Thank you, Dean.
All right. And I'm just going in alphabetical order. So, Mac, you are. All right. You there, Mac?
I think so.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. So, Mac, you took you started my training program, a year ago, March last year.
Correct.
And, you've gone through the training. We also did some one-on-one mentoring together. You were elected for that. but maybe let folks know, what was your trading, what was going on with your trading, before you started working with me?
I was really, really good at losing money. I perfected that pretty much. I had no plan whatsoever, just kind of flailing around. And no discipline, no system, basically no nothing. So,
okay. What ultimately made you decide to start working with me?
Excuse me, a couple things, but the transparency was the biggest one. Being able to look at your proven results and actually watching you make the trades. And we do that in the trading room. And, we hear it every once in a while, order rejected, whatever. I mean, it's real. It's real. And we hear that because, something went good with the system or whatever. But very, very transparent. And the fact that you don't promise the world picking all the, the absolute tops and bottoms. And like you said, it's trading's hard, and we don't win every trade, but the trade management is just, I can't even speak to, that's just huge.
Yeah, it is. Risk management, trade management are super important. I think you sent me an email at the end of last year, right? And you're profitable, right?
I am. And I'm one of the smaller accounts, and I'm okay with that, but it is starting to grow. It's not always up. We cycle, but again, staying with the system, it just proves itself. And I can't emphasize that enough. It proves itself. If you just stick with the system, and the 2% rule, probably, if I don't learn anything else, the 2% rule, I think is one of the bigger lessons.
Right. Risk management, because, one big loser can come in and just take out a bunch of profit, and that's discouraging. So we do everything we can to prevent that. Just keep the losers small. Yeah. Okay. You kind of answered all my questions there. Hey, it's been really fun working with you, Mac, and you're really picking this up, and I really appreciate you taking the time here on a weekend to come in and log in and offer your feedback.
No problem, Dean. If you wouldn't mind, just give you one quick more little plug, though. I do, and I'll be leaving for work when I'm done here. I work second shift, so when I took the Master Trading course, I couldn't attend your classes live, but it was nice. I watched all the recordings and was able to do it that way, but then you answered every single question I had. So, unfortunately, I couldn't be there live, but it was just as good. You answered any question I come up with. So I just don't want people to think that would be a limiting factor if they can't make the course, the live class.
Okay, yeah, it's a good point. I appreciate that feedback. I work hard to provide, the kind of customer service I would want, right, from someone providing services. So, yeah, I'm glad that you found that to be good. All right, man. Have a good shift, man. Good rest of your day.
All right, Dean. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. I think we got one more, and that would be Rodney. So I'll go ahead and light you up here, Rodney. Let's see how this works. So far, it's been super smooth with the technology. I can't believe it.
Can you hear me now?
There you are.
Oh, fantastic. Good morning.
Okay. So you've kind of heard the questions 4 or 5 times. Do you want me to prompt you, or you good? You want to roll?
I think I'm good. Yeah, sure. Let's just go for it. If anyone listening could relate to me, I'm the guy who tries all sorts of things. So I had tried having a professional money manager manage our accounts, tried newsletters. I've at times made money, at times lost money. And what I came into this year, I retired a year and a half ago, and I'm kind of the guy who needs to live off that retirement in part. And so it's like I wanted to have a better feel for exactly what to do and what I was doing. And I always felt like I was sort of half faking it. I was dependent on a newsletters expert for what I should choose. And I didn't know quite why. They had done the analysis. I could read that, but it's sort of like when the stock started going down, why you're sort of, I was in a sort of a void there in terms of, okay, now what do I do if this isn't working well? And 2017, I made a bunch of money, and so the newsletter response, that seemed great. 2018, I lost everything I made in 2017, so it wasn't so great. But that really prompted me to go learn more. And in terms of what, I started looking for a coach, because I'm whatever I do in life, it's like I can always shorten my learning curve by getting a coach. And I saw some really good reviews regarding Dean. And I also really liked your transparency, just exposing your trades. And if you get a chance to look at that on his website, he's got a list of the last few years. And what was beneficial to me was he not only he's got great numbers, incredible numbers, actually better than anyone else I've worked with, but he shows all the trades, so you get to see all the winners and losers. And that level of transparency, I don't know if any of you follow newsletters, but they often will have really great results. And even on the stocks that I follow and pick, somehow I never quite seem to get the same results they were getting. And it was like, it was always a little bit too good to be true. And with Dean, it's you get exactly what you see and follow along. And so that was really helpful for me. The other thing I think that has helped me in terms of this, and I am positive following the system, but I'm also a guy who's just transitioning. So I just took the course, I'm just finishing, and I feel like I'm still very much in the learning curve. And it's great with the course, you can go back and review. Dean making himself available for me to write or call when I have a question is irreplaceable, because I just couldn't get that through any of the newsletters when I had questions. And that sort of, you just don't have access to those experts. And with Dean, you really do have access to them, which is wonderful. Plus, I do that morning call where he's looking at trades, and that just really sharpens the whole learning curve for me. And the ability to also bounce some stocks or look at this particular equity, how would you analyze that? Again, just that's... I've just never found that with any other service.
Okay, well, that is really, really nice feedback. And I sure appreciate it, Rodney. It's been fun working with you. Yeah, you've asked me some really hard questions, and we've had some good discussions. And, you know, I look forward to continue to working with you and seeing your success.
Super.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Okay, well, I believe that is all the alumni that we had lined up here to offer their feedback. But again, thank you to everybody, you know, the students, prior students, alumni who called in and offered that feedback. And for those of you that are interested in the course, I hope you found that valuable, probably more valuable than anything I could say. But let me walk through now and outline, you know, kind of what's included in the course, what to expect. And you know, this is a chance for you to ask questions. And if you have a question for me, or if you have a question for one of the alumni who spoke, just type it into the chat box. Make sure you can locate that chat box there. Oh, before I press on, I did have two students who, you know, alumni who, when I sent the invitation out, you know, they were very eager to offer their feedback, but say, hey, I just can't make it. You know, that time doesn't work for me to call in. You know, so they wrote me emails and said, you know, here's Shiv from Texas. He took this course last fall. And he says, hey, without a doubt, Dean's made me a better investor, showed me the value of having a system with rules, sticking to the rules. Dean describes in detail using clear, concise language, his trading system. And when you sign up for the course, you get access, you know, to some benefits, some bonuses, the Ichimoku Cloud, the options training, and you've heard a couple folks talk about that. Very nice comment. It makes me kind of blush here. You know, Dean's more than fair with everything. I do offer a money-back guarantee on all my services. And Key talked about that. He signed up, I think, for an annual subscription initially, backed out. He asked for a refund. You know, I never blink. You know, if somebody wants a refund, to get it. And this course includes a money-back guarantee, a refund, right? I don't want anybody, you know, as a customer of my service who's unhappy or has regrets. So I just offer that. I think that's the way to run a business. So Shiv says Dean's more than fair with everything. Gives you a discount if you're already a subscriber. So if you're an existing customer, you already have a subscription to the picks or a standalone course, email me, you know, I'll give you a discount, you know, subtract what you've already paid. You know, I just want to be fair. So that was Shiv, took the course last fall. And Edmund, he's on a plane to Ireland, I think, or maybe already there. Again, he kind of makes me blush. Dean, you're one of the best, most genuine, honest mentors I know of. Said options trading used to be overwhelming, but the morning trading sessions have been great benefit, been able to go back and watch the replay. And, you know, everything we do, we record and we post it. So if you do miss a session or you want to review something you saw and take a little more time, it's recorded, it's posted on the website, you have access to it. Edmund says, you've taught us how to look for trades, how to manage them once you're in it while refining our trade situation own knowledge. And, you know, so supportive of the student's journey. He says, you can't thank me enough. And it's been great working with Edmund. It's been awesome. So that's the kind of thing customers and students say. So here's what you learn. You learn instant chart pattern recognition. So we want to be able to look at a chart and within a few seconds see a trade setup, and whether it's even worth spending time on. We teach that. We teach exact trade setups. There's probably a checklist of 8 to 10 items we're going to check off before we take a trade. So we teach you what those criteria are. Black and white trade management rules once we're in a trade. Super clear risk management techniques that if a trade does lose, and some lose, right, we keep that to a pain-free level. We limit the losses. We keep the losers small. And we teach how to trade in a stress-free, relaxed way with confidence, to really view trading as a system. So you don't get, too hyped up on an individual trade, but you're more concerned with how the system is performing over time, over a handful of trades. And how to be profitable. That's the whole goal of this endeavor, is to be profitable. So we teach all this in the Master Trader Small Group Training. This training includes all of my training materials, which is the Master Trader material, options trading, and the Ichimoku Cloud training. As part of this bundle, this Master Trader Small Group Training, you get all the training materials. You get 6 weeks of live training sessions, and those are on Thursdays. There's a morning session and then an evening session. You get an archive of all the previous ones because we've recorded everything, so you can go back and watch, a training session from a year or 2 years ago, and the latest session that you're part of, or if you miss it, you can watch the recording. You get a year of my picks. I run a service where I publish the trades that I'm going to take. People have talked about that. So as a part of this training, you get a year of those picks and the live trading room, which is 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, for an hour in the morning right at the market open. You get a one-on-one consultation with me, so we can just get on the phone and look at some charts, share screens, and really dig in if you got questions in some area. And there's ongoing email support. You've heard a few people talk about the fact that they were very pleased with the level of support and engagement. So you get your questions answered. And there are no software, there's no indicators you buy. Everything you need for the course is included on legitimate trading platforms. The top two are TradeStation that I use, Thinkorswim. You don't have to go buy anything else, right? If you got a charting platform, you'll see me using a few other indicators that are available commercially. They're helpful, I like them. They're not required, right? Everything you need for the course and to trade my system is available for free. Right? So the course outline, 6 modules. We have Dow theory and trend analysis, and then we talk about a very simple, repeatable approach to Elliott wave and how to look for impulsive moves and corrective moves. We talk about risk management, the risk of ruin, how to avoid ruin, how to calculate the correct trade size, how to add to a trade when the right conditions are met. We cover, we bring it all together into trading rules, trade setups, entry criteria, trade management, how to when and how to get out of a trade. We talk about trading as a business and a business plan, tracking results, some psychology, how to deal with losers, which happens, and then how to scan for trades, how to go find the needle in the haystack, some tools, some sector analysis, and again, instant chart pattern recognition. And we talk about options and option contract selection, and you have access to 6 modules of option training to build a solid foundation in that. And so this is it. You get instant chart pattern recognition, exact trade setups, black and white trade management rules, risk management techniques. You learn how to trade in a relaxed manner, how to be profitable. But this course is going to start next Thursday, and I only take 10 students. So I want to keep it small so I can provide that level of service that you heard people say they appreciate so much. If I take on too many students, then I can't give personal attention. So I limit the class size to 10 students, and it's already starting to fill up. And so if you're thinking this is something you want to be a part of, you might want to go ahead and just get signed up. So let me show you the website real quick. So here's the page for the Master Trader Small Group Training. Let me go ahead and post that link so you can access that. And if you think that's the right thing for you, go ahead and sign up. Again, it's starting on Thursday, the 7th. We got about just under 5 days. This is, again, the course content. Here's the modules that I showed. Each of the courses includes a downloadable PDF study guide, so something to read. and it's got charts and, written material to study. You get a pre-recorded video. There's a quiz and an answer key for each module. You get the live training sessions, which are, of course, archived and available for you to view later if you want. You get email support for any questions you have. You get a one-on-one consultation with me. And you get the Ichimoku Cloud training module. You get a year of my stock picks. You get training on options. You get a one-on-one mentoring session, a full year of ongoing support, and alumni access. So once you go through the course, I invite you to come sit in on future sessions. So the folks who completed the course in the last cycle or the one before or 2 years ago, when I start this session on Thursday, I'm going to send them an invitation, and they are welcome to come sit in again. And you have lifetime access to all the training materials. It doesn't end. And you have alumni access to come sit in the future. So, the value of all these things purchased separately is about $6,500. And I'm offering this at discount. It's $19.97 to sign up for the course and get all of that. And, I can show you our current trading results. And this is, a couple of folks mentioned, hey, it's been a little bit slow. And, the market has cycles, right? You can't make it do what you want. But even during a slow cycle, right now, we've closed trades. We've got about a 70% win ratio so far this year. But we're in 9 positions right now. If we just look at the net profit, this is a P&L for our, snapshot of our current open trades. And if I just take this, right? And these are trades that we've been in an average of a couple weeks. There's a few we've been in a little bit longer that we're sticking with here. Let me just sum these up, right? And you've heard people talk, hey, this is real. This is transparent. They saw me take these trades live in the trading room in my own account. I'm not making anything up here. But if we were to sum up snapshot, current open trades, right? This is based on a $50,000 account. So for a few weeks, it's in $1,367 profit. So, and this is slow. So it comes pretty close to paying for the course just in a couple of weeks. And we can't guarantee that. But over the year, over a year's time, if you can see, right, let me bring up my homepage here. Rodney says, couldn't see the spreadsheet. Am I still sharing? Got it. Okay. So here's my homepage. Here's the table. People talked about transparency in our results. So, over the years, we've returned over 20% every year. So, just the picks alone, having an access to that, if we can continue that performance, and we got a pretty good track record suggesting that we would, you're going to pay for the course just from the stock picks if you just follow along with those. And then you're going to, of course, learn how to do it on your own and, take that into the future. So I think it's a pretty good value, and I really enjoy teaching this. Classes start next Thursday, limited to 10 students. Here's the schedule. Of course, it starts on Thursday. We go every Thursday the 7th. We go every Thursday. We have a morning session, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern, and then we have an evening session, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. We go for 4 weeks. We take a 1-week break, and then we wrap it up with 2 more sessions. So that is really what I was hoping to cover in this session. And what I'll do now is just throw it open to questions. Any of the, any potential students who are thinking about this, if you have any questions, fire away. Use that chat window, and you can, if you just type in the question, I'll assume it's for me. If you have a question you would like a former student to answer, indicate that. So I'm going to go on mute for a minute, let you type your questions in, and kind of here, this is your time to get your questions answered. So Joel, I see you raised your hand. If you got a question, try and locate that chat box and go ahead and type it in. Joel says, notice there's a couple losses on your spreadsheet. How long do you hold losing positions? So we have a very specific trade management method. So it's not really based on time. It's based on price action. Eventually, if a stock, had a good pattern, a good setup, we get into it, it just goes sideways forever, and we need to move that capital to, higher probability trades. We will, but most of the time we use price action to determine when to get out of a trade. We've got a very specific method, for the reasons to get into a trade, and we stay in the trade until those reasons have changed. And everything's based on price action, price patterns. Abdul asked, do I teach about dividend stocks and how to read them? Trading based on dividend is a different approach, and it's more of an investing approach. People that are interested in dividends typically, buy and hold for the long term, and they're willing to sit through price movement in order to capture that yield. And, they, hopefully have bought quality companies that even if there's a pullback, it'll eventually recover. So I'm doing trading, which is based on a shorter term, impulsive price movements or corrections to price movements. So I'm trying to capture a shorter term movement. Typically, it's in the range of 2 to the outside extreme, about 8 weeks. The midpoint's 3 to 4 weeks that we're in a trade. And so that's too short of a time frame to try and capture yield. All right. Those are good questions. Yeah, what about ETF trading? Abdul asked. Absolutely. So we look at stocks and ETFs, and if you look at my current open trades, you can see we're in an ETF right now. Oh, we're in 2 of them. We're in IEZ, which is an oil equipment services ETF, and we're in IBB, which is a biotech ETF. So we got, out of 9 trades, 2 of them are ETFs. So when we see a good setup on an ETF, good high probability setup, good reward to risk ratio, we can go ahead and trade that. And we do. Okay, well, it looks like a few folks are dropping off, and I don't see any other questions coming in. Key says, not usually that much red on the radar. Yeah, it was a mixed day on Friday, but again, the thing to focus on is how is the system performing? And I summarized everything here, and the system is performing with some nice profit, right? Some trades are going to lose. Things go up and down intraday, but if we focus on it as a system, then we do pretty well. Right. All right. Hey, you're welcome, Abdul. All right, everybody. Hey, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks so much for taking your time on the weekend here. I appreciate your interest, and a special thanks to the alumni who took their time and came in and offered their comments. I really, really appreciate that. Really, really nice. Okay, everybody. Hey, have a great rest of your weekend, and trade safe. Keep the winners big, losers small. And for the current customers, we will see you bright and early Monday morning in the trading room. Pick it up from there. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.